Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode on my vanilla Minecraft server. And in today's episode, I thought we would go ahead and basically take off from where we left off in our last episode. And so, I was thinking, you know what we could do for this? Why don't we time-lapse it? Because that could be interesting. And I still have only 25 deaths. I don't know why it says I have a really poor connection. The server's connected to the same switch. Why would I have latency? There should be no latency. Whatever. I thought it would be interesting, and there may be death involved. Or several, because this is fairly high up. We're in survival mode, and I know that from the top of it to the ground on in the super flat world, you can survive with feather falling 4, which I believe I have. But this fall would be a lot further than that. It's like another 30 or 40 blocks, and that takes you down to half a heart on there. So, anyways, I do hope you enjoyed this time lapse.
Moonlit travels, proving the time can hackle. Midnight battles, losing your mind in the saddle. Witness hands full, knew it by heart as it was told. Sleepless and to be. Oh.
And we're done with the time lapse, anyways. There's still quite a bit of work left to do here. Don't have the balcony in yet, and I was looking at it, and I might not have to tear the chests out quite yet, although they are going to have to go at some point. I'm not quite sure what to do with them. And if we take a look upstairs, I know the camera doesn't necessarily have all the best angles, and then there were times when I would pause the recording and forget that I was supposed to be recording. That's just my temporary way up here. All this is going to be covered in slabs. I'm going to do a lot of this remainder off camera, so let's see. Uh-oh. I thought it would be dark in here. That's what I was afraid of. Not that he's going to do much. Don't believe it. Mostly it's just going to be a matter of filling in all the details, getting the stairs and whatnot in. I don't really have a full plan for the decor yet, but oh yeah, and at the moment there's actually no way to get up to the top floor. Forgot about that. There's a floor up there. Yeah. And of course there's also down here, which we have to go up and around and over to come down in here. Yep. And of course I seem to have forgotten to fill in the floor for those, but it will be filled in. And then before we go, I thought it would be a good idea to update our map. As the basic building itself is completed. Come on. Down the stairs with you. Missed it. And the eyeball goes back that way. Caught it. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I did go ahead and complete a cactus farm. It's producing cactus. This is definitely not an efficient design, and we're getting cactus pretty good. So, although I think in our particular situation here, it's probably helpful that nobody around here really uses cactus all that much. Alright, put that away. Sugar canes have got a lid on. I figure that part of the silo will probably fill up first. It's going to be hard to say between that and melons. Oh, also, between recording sessions, I did go ahead and complete the llama pen. We'll go take a look at that here in a minute. But first, it would probably be a good idea to update this. Yep, that's it. This is definitely not a box. It's definitely not a box. I still have the time locked at noon at the moment from recording. Well, it could be interesting to do the whole day-night cycle. Because I knew that it was going to take a couple of real-time days in between, I thought it would be best to just lock the time at noon. We still have a few things left to do around here. We've got our marketplace over here. I've got an idea for how to get some villagers, which is actually why we built the potions place. We're gonna need some splash potions of weakness and some golden apples. But yeah, I went ahead and it's nothing major, nothing terribly fancy. That's kind of the description you could use for everything that I've built. There's nothing too fancy, just something thrown together. I did, after I finished with the castle top there, I went and leveled this out. Because it seemed silly to me to have a 2 block wide gap where it's down a block. But yeah, nothing major, just some stalls with a little shed back here. Nothing fancy, just for the lumps. I wasn't sure whether we should make it be grass or not, so I just went ahead and made it all grass. Seemed easier. Run this way real quick, because I'm liking what the view is like now. How many times can you guys say like in one sentence? I'm really starting to enjoy the view coming back up the road. Before, you wouldn't have even known that there was anything in the middle. Now you do. We'll get over to about that hill over there. The little sheer cliff on the left. Right about here ought to be good. Because it's just outside of render distance. Before, as we get closer, you wouldn't have noticed as much. But now, it's starting to render in. I'm not quite sure on the backside of it. And of course, there's also, in my sample version of it, there's a lot more detail to it. But now it shows up. And I kind of like that. Nice, tall, big, grand. I couldn't go too large because of the whole space constraints of where I'm working. But overall, I'm much happier with the top of it being like this. And of course here we're close enough to the wall where it kind of obscures the view. It would have to go all the way to building it, and even then it'd probably get obscured from here. I did check the F3 screen up at the top, and it's like almost 190. If I remember right, I think I built the Titan at 200. I want to say 200. Might be a little higher up than that. But yeah, this is kind of what I was really going for. Alright, so we can say we did well. I'll leave that until all the detail work is done, but yeah. So and then I think it was from about here the old one would have completely disappeared. By the time you get in there, it should disappear anyways. Yep, much better. Before I go, let's go in a spectator mode. And of course, I know we're going to want some mossy stone bricks and cracked and some vines as well, but also in my sample there's a bunch of cobblestone walls and cobblestone stairs, adding details. It's also missing like the underneath the crenellated part, all of the stairs that go there. I kind of figured out that I forgot a step. When I got to that point, I actually had the stone bricks in the wrong spot. As I'm pretty sure you noticed, I kind of sort of had to go back and tear bits out periodically. For a while, I had been logging in and out of the server in order to go and check on our little sample world, the sample of it. And unfortunately, it shows up in the video, and I didn't realize it until afterwards. So I ended up having 3 instances of Minecraft going. The camera account, my main account here, and then a second copy of one of the accounts that I was checking on our little world with. But anyways, I think I was going to do it for this one. I wasn't sure based on editing if it would end up being a decent length video or not. But I think we've gone on long enough. Anyways, I do hope you enjoyed the episode, and that you enjoyed the time lapse of the rebuild. And if you did, I would really appreciate it if you would hit that like button. And if you really loved the episode, then make sure to subscribe for more. And at some point, probably off camera, I'll get the detail work fixed here, including all the stairs and whatnot. And then also blending the bottom part in as well. So right now it's kind of floating. But anyways, do those things I mentioned earlier. And I will see you guys in the next episode.